Hey everybody! Today you guys are going to create your first web page. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do, and you just follow along and do what I do. All right. I'm going to be creating the web page in brackets. You guys, on the other hand, are going to be just typing all your code and everything into the text box on Canvas. All right. And so here's what we're going to do. The first thing we're going to do is type out all the HTML code. So just type up whatever I type up. And as I type up the code, I'm going to explain what each thing is. And then we're going to go back and add the content, the text, to the code. All right? Okay. So the first thing you have to have in a web page is the doc type. It's the first line in a web page. And it looks like this. You have an angle bracket, an exclamation point, and then you type doc type. And then you type space, and then you type HTML. And then you have a closing angle bracket. So here's what it looks like. All right. Notice there is no space here. That would be wrong. This is the only space. All right. And then a web page is made up of HTML elements, and they have opening and closing tags. So, for example, here we have an HTML element. This up here is the opening tag, and this is the closing tag. And everything in here, everything in between them is HTML. Okay? And an HTML page is made up of two sections. You have the head section, and you have the body. All right. Notice I kind of like indent over a little bit. It's a good idea to indent over a little bit when it shows when something's inside of something. Like these two things are in between the HTML tags. Alright, let's give it a little space. Inside the head, well, first of all, inside the body is where you put all your paragraphs and headers and anything you want to show up. And then inside the head, you have stuff that's informational that doesn't really show up when you look at the browser window. So stuff in the body shows up in the browser window, stuff in the head does not. All right, we're going to add one thing to the head. So a little indent over. It's called a title. All right, title of the page. And the title of a page is, let me show you an example. All right, so whatever you put here as the title, you type here, that shows up in the tab up here. So the title of this page is Trailblazers versus Lakers. That's what would go right here. It doesn't show up in the browser window. The title shows up right here in the tab. All right. Okay. Anyway, so that's the title. That's the only thing in the head. We're gonna leave the head. Now we're down in the body. All right. So in the body, we're gonna have a main header. The H1 is the main header, like the top header. And then we're going to have 3 paragraphs. Paragraph 1. And then we're going to have another one. And then we're going to have another one. All right. So here's our HTML page. All of this is the HTML page. This tells the browser what kind of document it is. It's an HTML. All this is inside the HTML. 2 sections. You get the head, the body. This, all it has is the title that shows up in the tab. Down here, this is stuff that shows up in the actual web page. All right. So the title is going to say about, and then you put your name here. So whatever your first and last name is. All right? And then usually the title and the main header are the same thing. So your title and your main header will be about. If your name is John Smith, about John Smith. About John Smith. Okay. And then down here we're going to have 3 paragraphs. So your first paragraph is going to tell me about yourself. So, and please use real, don't type out things like half a sentences that start with a lowercase. Like, don't do this. I like sports. And then, don't leave, and make sure you have periods. Make sure sentences start with a capital letter. Make sure they're not 3 letters, three words long. Nice, full sentences. So anyway, the first paragraph is going to be, tell me, what you like, what you don't like, where you are from, anything interesting about yourself. Interesting. Family, pets, etc. Alright. So that's the first paragraph. Second paragraph. Alright, tell me why you signed up for this class. And what you expect to get out of it. Alright? Cool. And then the last paragraph, I want you to tell me a funny or interesting story that happened to you. Alright? And then please use correct grammar and punctuation, and each paragraph should be at least 5 sentences long. Okay, that is it.